So we're going to go from the PPE catless downpipes to a 2.5 inch, 2.5 inch to 3.5 inch single pipe, and got new 2.5 inch 2-bolt exhaust flanges, and then we've got a V-band for right here, and then we're going to go straight pipe all the way back, new gaskets off the downpipe. So basically my thought is, currently it's 2.5 inch true dual all the way back, but unfortunately is kind of made a little bit iffy, and it hangs really low, and I'm not really happy with it. It's starting to rust quite a bit. And I was thinking about it. Normally when I'm at the drag strip, I take off the whole exhaust and run both of the downpipes open. So this Y pipe will actually cause a crossover in it, which will help with exhaust pulses. So basically one side is firing off and then this one's not. It causes a little bit of a vacuum, even though this is mostly going to be pressurized anyways, but it'll help out. And then because I'm doing V-band on this side, I'll just take off the V-band and then slide out the exhaust instead of having to unbolt it. And then this section will stay on when I'm at the drag strip. And then there's a couple hangers right about in here where these will go. And then bolt that on, and I think that'll be an improvement over exhaust flow. I'll still have the weight reduction of having the exhaust off at the drag strip, but I think it'll be a little bit more efficient that way. And then I want to do 3.5 straight pipe because currently it's so raspy, and that's my own fault. But the car technically does have resonators on it, but they're sleeved, so they're not doing anything. But I believe having the exhaust pipe into one single pipe will be beneficial in that sense because it won't have the rasp as much. And then there's also the secondary effect of the weight reduction of not having true dual anymore. I've always been function over form, so it's going to look a little silly to have it only on one side. And I've thought about getting an SEL bumper, but unfortunately in 2013 all of them became dual. So it's going to be kind of an interesting setup. I've seen one other person do this, and I liked the sound it made, so I'm kind of making the jump. I've theorized this for quite some time. I just haven't want to put the money into it. But because mine is currently rusting out, I figure it's probably time to make the jump now that I have all this stuff compiled up. So, gonna head over to the exhaust shop on Wednesday and get something made up. So I bought this rolly stool from Harbor Freight. Makes these tire changes a cinch, man. I'm just basically rolling everywhere. I'm not even carrying anything anymore. But throwing on the radials. Might do a draggy run after the exhaust. But I figured because I'm not doing any far distance traveling like I have been, throw these bad boys back on and then I can be full send. I still love this color. R1 brakes are breaking in pretty good. I have no complaints about them so far. They've done everything I've wanted them to. If you guys want to check them out, I got them from Kevin Chavez on Facebook, but R1 brakes, not bad. I'm pleasantly surprised for the price, and then I love that this color is hasn't flaked or anything. So glad that with all my prep that I did, it's been holding up. And then you guys saw the methanol install, how I had to remove an LED strip. Mind me while I slide around here. But I put some vinyl over this side because it was just a wide open hole. It doesn't look horrible. I mean, you can see it if you look, but for the time being, that'll do until I want to put forth the effort to move the pump somewhere else, which at this rate, not going to happen. Like I said, this thing's a game changer. Mind me while I childishly slide back over, put my impact away. But Dude, this thing's so much fun. This reminds me of like elementary school where they'd bring out those little rolly cart things for the rainy days, and you'd run over your finger. Who am I kidding? 18 pounds isn't enough. I'm going back to the 20-pound tune because it's not in daily status right now. So I'm going to flash over to the 20-pound tune. This is the one that the car's been dynoed on. But we've made a couple changes. Increase RPMs on shifts a little bit. Probably get a little bit more horsepower out of it. And then we pulled some timing out of the top end. Pull some torque out of it because 600 and almost 50 foot-pounds was way too much. So here's an overview of the seat. I just took it out because I got to replace these bolts with some proper grade 8 bolts. But it's a steel base and then aluminum sides and then bolts all around. Then this is pretty neat. He made this bracket for the seat belt. And then when we bolt that down, it just goes right there and bolt it in same time. But gonna get some proper bolts for it. I'm gonna see if I can find some of the Allen heads that are kind of rounded so it's a little bit of a smoother finish. And then I'm going to take the actual seat off of the bracket and I'm gonna paint that black because I think that looked pretty good. See here. That just looks so freaking beefy. So I'm super happy with this. It's awesome. I'm gonna see if I can get some bolts that aren't as long and then probably paint it all while it's all separated black. Maybe I might throw some orange accenting on this, kind of as an homage for the orange and the engine bay, but we'll just kind of see what I come up with. Let's hope it doesn't rain out here because everything is a little bit wet. But just gonna give this a couple coats of black and then bolt it all together. Got some new bolts. Ended up getting, I think, the Allen style because I think that'll be a little bit more flush and look a little bit better. But let's get to it. So basically out of paint, so I'm really only painting the stuff that shows. But you know, weight reduction on the paint, not by choice. But I think all said and done, gonna look pretty good. I'm still trying to decide if I want to flick some orange on it. So, like I said, I didn't know about trying this out. I'm going to bolt it on and kind of see how it looks. I'll rock it for a little bit. But I was trying to flick it with the paintbrush and the bristles are too short, and then the paint is like, it's almost water. So it doesn't glob onto the paintbrush. So I wasn't able to get like the kind of mist I wanted, but I think once that's bolted in, that'll look pretty cool. I didn't really do too much up here on the sides because it's covered up by the seat itself pretty well. But overall, decently happy with how this turned out. I did get some drippage on this, but you can't really see it anymore after the paint flicks. So once this all dries up, I'll bolt this all up and see how that looks. As far as the interior goes, we've got the center console, got some plastic to remove off of that. I don't remove the whole center console because of the shifters mounted to it, but I can loosen that up, take the dash out. And then I've got this door panel. And then after the exhaust is done, I mean, that's about as much as I really do as far as weight reduction goes. I mean, it's a lot of it. I'm not trying to downplay it. But I'm thinking with the Kirky and the meth installation, I should still probably be, I want to say 30 pounds less than I was at my fastest setup last year. So overall, making some small changes, but a lot of small changes adds up in the end. So we've got the exhaust coming. I'm going to put these seat brackets back together here in a moment. When everything dries, that'll be about 10 seconds in YouTube time, so let's get it done. So there's that all painted up. Let me know what you guys think on this. I'm not sure on it. I'm kind of 50-50 on it. But seats back in. I'll paint it up. It's not as bright anymore. Unfortunately, the seat's still aluminum flashy, but it kind of blends in more, a little bit more secret. But, you know, you can't really be secret with no interior. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I'm probably just going to paint back over it. But got the upgraded bolts on there. And back in, she's good to go. See you guys in the next one.